Okay, so you ready to start this thing?
Yeah, let's jump right in, man.
Oh man, hello, all ye faithful, all ye people. Oh, my hair's blue now. I guess this is the first video thing that's coming out with my blue hair on it. So here's the big reveal: my hair's blue. If you watch the podcast, you've seen it. You know, if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen it. So yeah, my hair is blue now. Let's not make a big deal about it. Yeah. So other than that, welcome to the Indistinct Conversation podcast. My name's Nelson Crawford. If you're not watching the podcast and you're just listening to it, then this whole blue hair thing doesn't mean shit to you. And I'm not sorry. I'm joined, as usual, by the man who is joining me as we slowly, tread towards episode 100. You know, the man who refuses to watch movies himself, Xander Cook.
Hey, I'll have you know, I watched the Street Fighter 2 anime by myself last night. It was awesome. I was very happy about it. Found it on YouTube after all these years. It might be one of the most 90s things ever. Have you ever seen that?
I think so. Street Fighter movie?
Where Street Fighter 2, the anime, not the live action.
Is it it's the anime movie?
Yeah.
Is that the one where they go to like an island and no, this is Tekken that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, you're thinking of Tekken. Yeah, which I've seen that one too.
Yeah, that's a movie where who's the robot? Fucking
Jack.
Yeah, where Jack rips a fucking dinosaur's mouth in half.
Yeah.
That shit is gnarly, dude.
Yeah, the Street Fighter 2 anime is similar.
Wait, is that the one where Ryu has like a younger brother?
No.
Okay, because I remember that one. That one was fucking crazy. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that one. This one is, yeah. What makes this one cool to me is that like most of the soundtrack is like Alice in Chains and Korn and shit like that.
That's nice. So that's what made like the English dubs of like the Dragon Ball Z movies so tight. It was because like the English versions would have like these new metal soundtracks. Like there was one, I think it was like Lord Slug, where they had like 3 different Deftones songs in this Dragon Ball Z movie.
Oh hell
dude!
Yeah,
I was like, I don't even care what this movie is about. This soundtrack slaps, dude.
Dude, give me Deftones and Dragon Ball at the same time.
Like they were leaning into the whole AMV craze,
That's so fucking
they're like,
dope,
well,
dude.
we know people on the internet are setting Dragon Ball Z to this music, so fuck it, let's just put this music in the movie. It was great.
I love that.
Great. It's good stuff.
I love that. I'm so glad they did that. That's so cool.
Oh yeah.
Well, so do we talk miscellaneous shit first, or do you want to do the show first?
All right, yeah. Let's dive right on into to our good Lord Bird recap.
Yeah. Talking about our stories
because
here.
we don't have as much to get through because last week when we did this, we had to go through the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, we did all 3 at once, and it was a big bite to take.
And if you enjoyed that, go listen to the episode that I just did on the Punk Black podcast called Nelson Explains Lovecraft Country, where I explained the first 6 episodes of Lovecraft Country. And boy, if you've seen the show, listen to my recap and tell me if I'm accurate.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
But even
you explained that one on our last episode
to you last week. But going from that one episode to like episode 6 where I like left off is just so fucking crazy. Lovecraft Country, go watch it. But let's dive right on into the good Lord Bird because we just finished episode 4, Smell Like Bear, and boy, I told you while we were watching it, I was worried that, around episode 4 we might get a filler episode or something.
Yeah.
But goddamn, dude.
No, not this one. I didn't notice it until the very end, but so that scene at the beginning where it's the cowboy is talking about his dream about being in the 2 coffins, and it's showing like an empty church with a woman in it. That was
Yeah, exactly. I realized that as soon as I got up, I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah. So that was but that's a spoiler for the whole end of the thing. It starts with that and just like so for some dark foreshadowing, and then it cuts right to
you saying who that was.
Yeah, that's cool.
What a gift the big reveal.
But and then it cuts right to John waking up Onion on the train and saying, "We got to jump out here."
Yeah, he was train hopping before it got gentrified by all these crust punk kids.
Yeah, fucking kids with choking victim T-shirts and trust funds.
Yeah, you're gonna hate this, but all these leftover crack fans.
Yeah, no,
train
I know.
hopping and whatnot.
Trust me, I know. I knew dude. That was my girlfriend in high school. The Asian girl I always bring up. Dude, that was kind of like the disagreement we had is like I'm pretty working class. Like I've always had to work. I've always had to have a shit job.
Yeah.
This is like the only time in my life when I haven't been working full time or more. and
you could argue doing like podcasts and making these videos is pretty full time.
Yeah, we're putting the work in, but we're not getting anything back for it right now. So you know what I mean.
Just love and adulation.
Right, but she was like her dad was a dentist and her mom just got to stay at home and drink wine all day and just like and they had a super nice house and all this shit, and but it's like what we had in common was bands like Crass and fucking and leftover crack and shit like that. So we'd be like singing about how shitty capitalism is in this really nice Florida suburb with like
oh man, dude, yeah, that makes me think of like when I was like 20 or 21, and I was dating this girl who had like this super nice loft, like townhouse, right off fucking 10th Street. And
right.
Like she called it like the trap house because like a bunch of college kids would just be there just doing copious amounts of drugs. And it's just like, oh, darling, this is the furthest thing from a trap house, but it's so cute that you guys want to call it that.
Real fucking ironic.
Exactly.
Anyway.
It's like, no, I had to actually go to a trap house to get the stuff for here, so this...
Yeah, I went to the trap house. This is...
There's too much furniture in here for this to be a trap house.
I've been that kid too, man. I don't see your fucking AK on the fucking couch, dude. This is not a trap house.
Yeah, there's too much furniture.
So they jump off the train. They say they're in like Pennsylvania, and John Brown starts talking.
Off, they want everybody to think they're going west.
Yeah, and I like. He starts talking about like we got to get good at speechifying and testification, and he's like using all these like words that sound big but are just like him saying words wrong. And
it's kind of ironic given what happens next, because he's like literally talking people into like buildings, and they're fucking giving him all this money, and like that's this show has so many quotes that fucking hit you. Like they have like one or two like every fucking episode, and like this one was like where he's going on about it, and like all these like white people are just like, oh my lord, oh this John Brown, oh my goodness, yes, let's free the Negroes. And like Onion was just like, there's me and one other black guy in here. We both knew to like shut the fuck up. And it was like, I think the quote was let's see, I think I wrote it down.
Everyone's speaking for the Negro.
Yeah, everyone's
except
speaking
the
for the Negro except the Negro.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. That was really,
and like,
it like hits you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah,
You're
because
like, oh,
that's
shit.
still relevant today. Like,
well, that's
it's like it's like there's situations where like like people telling me when I should be offended at things.
Yeah, well,
it's just like,
dude, oh my god,
the woke white college girl that wants to tell me like, oh my god, doesn't that offend you? And I'm like, personally, I don't really give a fuck about that, but if you want me to be offended for you so that you can feel justified for being offended, that's probably not going to happen.
I was going to save this for later on, but because you just said that and it's very relevant, I'm going to send you a video in the Discord and skip to like 9 seconds in so you don't get the other guy's intro, and just listen to what Jared Kushner said earlier today on Fox News. It's really amazing.
Oh boy, this is going to be... So just skip to the first 9 seconds?
Yeah, get like it right at 9 seconds in and listen to that. But it's like, Joe Biden's like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And then Jared Kushner says this.
Okay.
But
see. About 9 seconds in. All right, let's check this out.
And again, one thing we've seen in a lot of the black community, which is mostly Democrat, is that President Trump's policies are the policies that can help people break out of the problems that they're complaining about, but he can't want them to be successful more than they want to be successful. And
What?
He can't want them to be successful. They have to be successful.
What did...
He's basically...
That's...
You have to be responsible for yourself.
See, like,
you have
that
to do
level
it.
Of shit,
it's your fault.
Literally confuses and bewilders me because I'm just like, wait, did you hear what you just said? Because if you heard what you just said, then you should also know that this doesn't make any sense because I heard you. And it sounded like some cornflab and dog shit coming out of your mouth.
And just for context, he says that like black people need to choose to be successful. Basically,
he's saying like if they want a better life, they'll vote for Trump. And basically, if they want the better life, they have to actually want it bad enough to do something about it. They gotta just do better. You gotta just work hard. And that's what you gotta do.
Just full disclosure, like this isn't just some guy who married the president's wife. This guy is the son of a landlord who had like 50,000 properties in New Jersey, who went to federal prison for tax evasion and other financial fraud. So it's like Jared Kushner didn't choose to be successful either,
some
dude. He's just
telling me how to live my life.
Yeah. The son of a convict who just cheated to get all of his money, saying you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Like, motherfucker hasn't worked a day in his goddamn life. Yeah. And so it's like you got this guy and Joe Biden telling black people how to be black. And I talked with Jason for a long time about this just in chat today. It was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is so fucked up, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I mean, like...
So yeah, it's been a problem since before slavery, and it goes on today. That's why anybody who says BLM is bullshit, it's like you don't understand. You don't fucking get it, man.
Like, it's crazy. Like the similarities, because I'm watching Lovecraft Country for the Punk Black podcast, and I'm watching this show for this podcast, and it's just
same, like similar eras. They're like within a few decades of each other.
This is like around the Civil War. Oh, okay. Lovecraft Country is like
that's more like 1900s.
That's like 19. It's like the 1950s.
Like,
and it's the racism's still just like. It's just as palpable in like both shows. So it's like to think you come that far, like from the Civil War to the 1950s, and it's still just like
it was almost there was almost 100 years between the Civil War and the Civil Rights movement.
Fucking ridiculous! Like what?
And we're not even at 100 years since the Civil Rights movement, and it's not much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's
exactly like you. Just, it's like both shows.
Yeah, white folks check your privilege, let black folks speak for themselves, and listen to them when they talk.
Yeah, exactly. So shut up. So both of these shows, they're accurate. You know what I mean? Like And the thing is, if these shows make you uncomfortable, then honestly, I think that's probably a good thing. Because if it makes you uncomfortable, then that's probably because you don't, like, you haven't experienced this kind of shit enough to, like, internalize it, to, like, just be like, yeah, no, that happens. Like, if you see that and you're like, oh no, I wouldn't do that, and I'm white. And it's like, oh, okay, but I bet your dad probably did. You know what I mean? Like,
or you know that it's a fact that somebody
exactly.
did.
It's like exactly, and it's like if that kind of shit makes you uncomfortable, then just keep on watching until you kind of can just bite down and fucking swallow it and move past it and just be like, this is fucked up. We got to do something. Like.
It's kind of like when there's a video like a fucking police video of like a murder or a beating that gets released. What do they call them? The ones they have to wear. I forget what the name for those cameras
body cams?
But yeah, the body cams.
Oh yeah, every time one of those comes out, I just don't watch it because I'm just like I know what I'm gonna see. And
it's really hard to watch, and it's like those of us who've been beat up by cops, we kind of know what we're about to see, but at the same time, it's like you kind of owe it to yourself to watch some of it and be like, "Yep, that's what actually, they did. That's where they go."
I can't remember what website it was, but I read an article that was just like kind of like a message to like non-black people to like think before you like share a police brutality video, because it's like without
trigger warnings.
Exactly, because it's like no, we know what's happening and we're aware of it, but to just like without warning fucking drop a video on my timeline of some dude getting choked out by the cops, it's just like, well, I know that's cool. The world I'm living in, but goddamn, I fucking Jesus, you know, it's fucking, it's traumatic shit, and like people try and like put it out there in the guise of like, no, people need to see this and get angry, and it's like, no, people are already angry about it because people already know it happens, so shoving it back in black people's faces to try and tell them, hey, the world's fucked up. It's like, I know, motherfucker. Like, you don't gotta remind me.
I'm really glad that you said that, because I was totally, I kind of have been operating under the assumption is like, no, we do have to watch these videos and get upset about it.
Some people
because,
do
like,
need to watch those videos, but like, it needs to come with like the proper subtext, you're right. You know, like.
And especially, like, I'm kind of in like my left-wing kind of just group of friends where we all kind of already feel this way. So yeah, I really am just preaching to the choir at that point. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no point in it then. It's like, if you're going to share those videos, find a Black Lives, or find an All Lives Matter or a Blue Lives Matter group and share it there and say, look, you assholes, this is what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but,
don't share it to your friends just because they happen to be there.
Yeah, and it's like,
that's a good point. I'm glad you said that, dude. That's a really, I feel like I just learned something.
You know, it's like, if you can, you know.
Oh, I totally get it.
It's
like, you don't post,
like, because like I remember that I wanted to bring it up because me and Sydney were watching the show Snowfall, and there's like a part where like they're having like a barbecue and like cops show up and like they're like, yo, we're not doing anything wrong, like fuck off, and like, you know, this is the LAPD in like the 80s. And so like, you know, this kid's getting like choked out by this cop. And Sydney was like, hey, can you rewind it? I want to hear what his mom said. And I was like, no, I'll just tell you, because it's like, I don't.
You know what mom said.
I just looked over. I was like,
oh my God,
I'd rather not. Here's what she said. And like, she just looked at me and was like, no, okay. Like,
like, goddamn, like, it's real, you know. So that's
like, she thought about it for a second. She's like, yeah, no, I don't think I do want to see somebody getting strangled more than I have to. So like,
it's funny because a lot of those leftist spaces will make a big deal about trigger warnings for like rape and sexual assault, but not
exactly,
that.
which is hilarious to think about, because it's like, how did you miss that part?
You missed a big one, guys.
Yes.
Given the current climate.
Right, so let's
anyway,
dive right back into this episode.
So that's how cool this show is, that one quote can spark that whole conversation.
That's why I wrote it down, because I was like, there's a lot I want to say about that fucking quote, man.
And then there was one right after that where John is talking about like, we're gonna be going and giving speeches and talking to Onion, and he's like, if they try to take me, start shooting.
Oh yeah, he's like, there's a federal officer after me. They smell like bear because they slick their hair back with bear grease, and if one of them comes for me, wave your good Lord bird feather in the air, and if I don't see that, and they do get me, then just fire a shot.
Start shooting.
And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, no, just in the air.
Yeah.
Just...
you don't have to kill the cop. Like, Jesus Christ, though, to just ask somebody to do that. It's like, Nelson, dude, if we get pulled over, you're going to have to kill the cop, dude. Like, that's just how it is. Like, come on,
they're at a
dude.
church, he's giving a speech, and some dude's like, they're like praying. Everybody's eyes are closed. They're looking down. And this dude's walking towards John, and Onion's like freaking out, like waving the feather, like wait, whoa.
John's got his eyes bright, and he's like conversationally praying. He's like, those muffins this morning were so good, weren't they, Lord? Like, he's saying some bullshit. Like, I'd love to get some more of those muffins. Oh my Lord! Like,
it's like, God damn it, John! And I smell it. He's like, God damn it, I smell bear. And he like fucking perks up, pulls his guns like immediately, and like the face he makes to like how could somebody come at me while I'm talking to the goddamn Lord, you know?
Yeah. He's completely outraged, but then he sees it's like a friend of his.
It's like this Forbes guy who's supposed to like help out, and like basically he gives this Forbes guy all the money that they gathered from these speeches.
Which it's like $1,700.
$1,700 back then.
Which in like the 1800s is an insane amount of money. Like that's, you know, these are people who like bought like you could buy like a cow for a dime back then. You know what I mean? Like
you could buy a cow for a dime.
You know what I mean?
Just want to go back and
people would work for a day for a penny.
In time with my smartphone and my fucking money.
Oh, but here, that smartphone, dude, you better have downloaded some sick apps because there's no Wi-Fi in the old times. You can't get online. You better preload everything and tell it not to auto restart.
So they agree to meet for dinner at the boarding house where this Forbes guy's staying, right? And so we go there, and this the Irish lady working the counter. I was about to say something.
Yeah, she Nelson made a really funny racist joke that I almost followed up with a more racist one, but I wanted to save it for the right time.
So they go to this boarding house,
and I realized it's just something I heard on Archer
Forbes
anyway.
Dude, and this potato peeling ass bitch is just like, oh, Mr. Forbes went and checked out all the other day, don't you know?
Don't you know?
I'm so sorry. But I'm not, because, I mean, come on. All right.
Whatever, they're all cops anyway, it's fine.
Fucking.
Just double down on it. They're all drunk cops.
Fucking limey Susans. Anyway, so,
as I drink my Guinness.
Literally, Guinness is in one of our logos, so, fuck it. But yeah, so they say, oh, well, he left. And John's like, wait. So he's like, gone? Like, the lady's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he can't believe it. He's like, oh, fuck, man.
And he, like, straight throws a fit, dude.
Yeah, little temper tantrum. Little glimpse of the psychopath song. He shoots a table. Yeah. He punches a table and then decides he needs to shoot it, which is pretty funny to me. Like,
punched and shot it.
If I ever punch a desk or something, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm an idiot. But he pulls out his gun and shoots it, like tripling down on the violence. Just like
yeah, he kicks it. He throws a piece of paper at him and he shoots the table. This is just like, it's just some end table next to a couch, just taking a beating.
In a hotel lobby. This poor woman who just lives in a nice part of the northern parts of the... You see her
just walk out like, I'm getting the cops. Like, he's talking to Onion, and like, he's like, oh shit, Brain, you just did it. You know, and like, Onion, you know, is like, what? And he's like, you're right, money doesn't buy an army. Men make an army, so I gotta go get some men. Let's go to Canada. And then the cop walks in and he looks, is like, and Canada's out the back door.
Really good, like, comedic timing on that. And the scene where they're like praying and talking about going to Canada is like almost too intense, and then that happens and breaks the tension.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that about this show.
I said it while we were watching it. Ethan Hawke must be having the time of his life making this. Like,
oh, dude, yeah. Definitely seems that way. Definitely seems like he's having a good old time, dude.
He's chewing the scenery. He's hot dogging and grandstanding. It's great. It's a whole fun time. And so...
And just playing John Brown has got to be so much fun because that's such a cool person to be portraying.
Your research, you're like, oh, this is going to be nuts.
Yeah, this is gonna be, you know, you get to be crazy, but righteously crazy in a weird way, and it's just cool. So
while they're on the way to Canada, they stop and are talking, and Onion's like, "Yo, am I free? Like, what are we doing?" And like John's like, "Yeah," and Onion's like, "Well, I've been with
you've been free since I found you."
And Onion's like, well, "I've been with you the whole time, and we've been doing everything that you want to do. So I just, I never had to shoot anybody. I never saw anybody die in front of me. I've never had to sleep outside until I've met you. So I was getting dragged all over the country.
He's like, I always ate. I was never cold. I've never been shot at
by some crazy old white man. And he's like, Jesus, all right, fuck, that's not what this is. And so they get to Canada, and there's this like heartbreaking speech that like I was just sitting there like, damn, this show's so good. I thought,
this is a really high point,
he tells
dude.
Onion that
oh my
you
God.
can go on his own. You're in Canada. It's good here. There's civilized people here.
Yeah.
You're fine in Canada.
Yeah, he like begs for forgiveness,
dude,
and he's like, you have to understand you lived in a slave state and now you're in a free state, and you can be your own person here, make your own decisions.
And so he lets Onion go fully, completely free.
I liked how he said the devil works hard but God works harder. That was one of those like Bible things where it's like, if your grandma tells you that when she gives you some waffles, it's like of course you're a Christian.
Exactly.
Like that's like when you're a kid and you just believe all of it, you're just like,
I put up with Vacation Bible School for like 2 summers.
Yeah. We've talked about that a lot. It's like you want those little phrases to be true.
Yeah,
you want that so bad,
and
then
at
dude.
Church for like you're at church all day, and you're like, oh no, I hate this.
Or you're sleeping on a high school gym floor, and then the Muppet Badabadump song comes on at 6 a.m.
You get one slice of pizza, and all the fucking arcade games are broken. I don't even want to. Don't even get me started on these youth group lock-ins, dude.
They've got a Sega Master System. What the fuck? Anyway.
These days we're gonna get into church stuff, and it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. Okay.
If it wasn't COVID, I would like to do a series where we just go to churches and see what's up. Kyle brought up that
idea before he quit of just like, let's go to like these fucking Southern Baptist churches, and I was like, that sounds like a great idea for like white people, because I don't want to do that, because
I think it'd be so funny to show up as like a bunch of obviously out of place people and just with like
look at you like
and just with cameras and just get all the weird looks and just show how they don't practice what they preach. I love that shit. But I don't want you to get lynched.
I don't want to go down bang 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 bang, or however deliverance goes.
But back to the scene that we were just talking about. When John Brown is like begging for forgiveness and letting Onion go their way, Onion's like, you don't seem any less confused than anyone else, especially being white. And I loved that, like, to hear that from a black person's mouth in that era is like so fucking funny. Like, all you fucking white folks are crazy, dude. You're not any more or less crazy than any of the other ones. None of you seem to have it figured out. You're just stumbling through life.
America, hanging out with you, I can tell you, dude, you're not the worst. It's just like, thanks. And he walks off all heartbroken. And now Onion is alone in Canada and a woman.
We're watching it. I'm like, does this mean that they're gonna go back to being a dude, or like, what do you do in this situation? So and it's like this. John Brown rolled into this kid's life, killed this kid's dad, put him in a dress, took him on a wild adventure, and then dropped him off in Canada and said peace out. And it's like, take the whole slavery revolutionary thing out of it. That would fucking piss me off, dude.
That's why Onion snapped and was like, am I free? Like, what the fuck? Come on, man.
What is going on? And then to just be like, okay, I'm free, but I'm still in a dress. I'm in a country I've never fucking been to. I have no idea how to live.
Looking back on that scene, it was pretty funny because they're just sitting at the fire and like Onion's eating like some jerky, and he's like, hey, what the fuck? All right.
yeah, basically, like it's like, because John is like going on and on about freedom and how beautiful he is, and he's just like, well, dude, am I free? I don't think I'm free. Like, you keep talking about it, and all I've done is do what you tell me to do, man. It was a really cool scene, you know what I mean? Like,
so
fucking.
Here is where shit goes Magna. Like, oh my god.
I thought the episode
Right?
was gonna
because
kind
it
of.
was such a heart.
I thought it was gonna wrap up when they dropped off Onion. I thought it was gonna be like the end
time,
after
we saw
that.
like
You know.
15 minutes left, and I was like, well, what? Like, and the thing is, I should put more faith in the show. It was stupid to think that we might get filler here.
But we're cynical about TV
Yeah,
for a
because
good
I mean,
reason.
the last episode we thought like the hanging was gonna be like the end of that episode, and then the whole shootout happened,
and then the twist
like,
came. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, John is giving a rally speech at this church to try and gather an army, and Onion, walks in, because he doesn't know what the fuck else to do. He's got nowhere else to go.
Yeah,
and so he goes in there.
There's that quick scene where the nun tries to get him to go, and then he's
it's like a
"I've
whole
heard
throwaway
John
thing.
Brown's thing," but blah.
Yeah,
but
he didn't want to go, and then it's like realized he has nowhere to go, so he goes there anyway. And so John is like, dude, he is like, yo, homie is spitting. You know what I mean? Like, dude's going the fuck in. Like, yo, these people, I believed in freedom, and I thought we were good, and these people took me, someone who is like them, who thinks differently than them, and ruined my life. They burned my farm to the ground. They burned my son's farm to the ground.
The slavers oppressed John just for having black friends.
Exactly, and he's just you can't speak to these people. And this is the thing that, again, still holds true today to a degree.
This
where
is
it's like
these fucking MAGA chuds, dude.
You can't speak to these people like they're people like you and I. You have to speak to them in a language that you both understand, that you know that they understand, because they put that language onto you, and that language, unfortunately, but this is what it's come to, is fucking violence.
Can I? There's another thing that ties in perfectly right now that I was going to leave for the other segment, but I got in I'll make it quick because I'm cutting in on it. But it's so I did the thing and had a little Facebook argument this morning. It's always in the morning. It's always like while I'm drinking my coffee. It's like some people do the crossword puzzles. I find a Trump guy to argue with.
Yeah, I play words with friends in the morning.
Yeah. But
check my Twitter.
A friend of mine lives in Mississippi, and posted.
That's a hard place to live.
And he shared a story that was like, and he about the rise in COVID deaths in that area. Yeah. And he's like, hey, if any of you guys want to understand why Mississippi gets such a bad reputation, you should read this article and read the comments on it. And it was just a bunch of people like, those aren't the real numbers. This is a big hoax. This is a lie. And
Jesus, dude.
I didn't mean to do this, but there was one guy who I replied to that said, if you get even a cold or a flu, they're calling it COVID when you die from it. And it's like, first of all, you don't die from the cold. Second of all, what? And I'm like,
there's like respiratory failure.
Right. And so
which is way worse than you think it is.
And Trump said something about that in a speech earlier today or this week, where it was the same type of thing, where he was like, oh, you'll get a guy with a lung disease, and then he gets COVID and dies, and they say it was the COVID that did it. And it's like, well, yeah, because he was living with the COVID, with the lung disease.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, this is the line that they're using now, and I'm pulling him back up. I look at his profile. It turns out he's a fucking undertaker. Like, he's a professional corpse pickler,
Oh,
and
boy. I'm
fucking
sure he's diddled one or two of them.
Well, he says something. Oh my! Like, just the shit that he said was so
Allegedly.
funny. It's the truth. I'm like, I just want to see some proof of what you just said. He's like, I've not seen a death certificate that says pneumonia or anything like that. They're all COVID. And it's like, yeah, it's a huge pandemic. It's killed over 200,000 Americans. And he's like, they don't die from the election flu. They're not accurate numbers. And I'm like, you're not in charge of all the deaths. You're in the charge of your neighborhood where nobody believes it's real, you idiot. And like there was news stories today.
He's living in an echo chamber. Like,
yeah, like every other post is about how it's not real, and he says, I don't know why it says all my neighbors are dying from it. That must be a lie. It's like, because nobody believes it's real and they're not wearing masks. There was news today about Texas and Utah are out of ICUs. So they're getting to the point where they're just going to have to tell people, you can't come to the ICU. You're going to have to die because we don't have room for you.
That's insanity, dude.
But then he goes right into, he tells me, why don't you go play in traffic, you Biden-loving Democrat? He says, go change your Kotex. Why don't you kiss your boyfriend and go to your safe space? Play in traffic. He's like, I bet you never served your country, did you? You're not a troop. You never got shot at. And I'm like,
he's about to end your whole career, dude.
Oh
Jesus
my God,
Christ.
dude. And I'm just
out
sitting
here
here
dropping. Dude's out here. Pew 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 pew. Dude's taking
hit me with all the middle school level dumb jock insults. You know what I mean? And I'm like, do you think it's bad to do gay things? Because it makes some people happy, you know? And it's like, I wouldn't join the military because why would I do that? I'd kill people to make rich people richer. I don't want to do that.
It's like, I'm gay, but you're in the military where you're just around dudes all the time, but I'm the gay one?
And I'm like, dude, if you're a dude who used to be in the military, who's saying that it's good to get shot at and kill people, and you're a coroner now, then why are you so obsessed with death? And if you're obsessed with people dying, isn't it kind of in your interest to convince people to get this disease because you love death so fucking much?
Exactly. Well, let's close out. Let's close out this episode because we're near the end, and there's a part I really want to get to. So John's giving this speech, and he's got everybody riled up, frothing, like, "Oh man, we're all about this cause." And he's like, "Who wants to sign up?" And everybody's like, "Fuck yeah!" And then as soon as he like walks over and like picks up,
he pulls out the pen and the paper, like, "Let's go."
Everybody's like, out. You know, and
they just want a plan. They just want to know what they're signing up for, which I would too.
Everybody's like, okay, you know, I'm free. I had to work to get to Canada, so you need to tell me what's going on if I'm gonna, you know, fuck this up. And holy shit, the fucking reveal of the episode. Who walks in?
Oh my God, I damn near came, dude. It was amazing.
Goddamn Harriet Tubman. It just starts calling everybody a bunch of pussies. Like, how dare you say you had yours when your race is living in bondage, dude, big piece of shit.
The way they set it up, where John realizes no one's going to sign up, and he gets a little mad. He kind of, like, throws the pen down, and then he's packing his shit up, like, my work here is done. I'll move to the next town. And somebody says, all rise for the general.
And you're like...
And a little... woman walks in. You're not expecting that when someone says the general in the 1800s.
This lady walks in. You're like, who's this lady? And
who could that possibly be?
And it's like Harriet Tubman, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, fucking awesome. So well done in my opinion.
Basically, after that, there's a really funny part where like Onion is like getting so like captivated by these words that he like puberties out a volunteer like oh, sign up.
Yeah, it's really well done too.
And, like, goes to do it, and you know everybody signs up after that, and they start building this plan.
Oh, dude, did you write down any of those badass names?
Oh, fucking.
Dangerfield something,
Dangerfield newbie.
Well, one of the guys was named Addix. Yeah.
Bug just fucking crawled on my desk.
Bastards.
I'm not gonna fuck with that.
Everyone they signed up, every black guy had a really awesome name, and then the only white guy who walks up is named Cook.
Yeah, exactly. Made me think of that Key and Peele sketch where he's like Letherotix, Joseph
Yeah.
It's Lex Johnson.
Except they were all like badass sounding names. Instead of like sounding like a dumb jock, they sounded like a fucking murderer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then the white guy comes up and asks if he can fucking drink and fuck bitches on the fucking trip.
Yeah, it's just like,
and his name is
I want to do some killing. Can I drink? Can I fuck some bitches? And he's
he says his name is Cook, and I'm like, oh my God, that's like my great great granduncle or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So fucking. he makes bad jokes while they're playing poker later, which is like, I'm a gamer, I have a shitty sense of humor. It's like, yeah, they nailed it. So I'm now in the show as the character Cook. That's me now.
They leave you.
I hope he doesn't do anything evil.
They leave you a giant cliffhanger because they've set up this plan to rob an armory and put the word out to a bunch of freed slaves to come join their army. So that's
Found a rifle warehouse.
Yeah, they're gonna rob. I cracked up when I saw that. It's a rifle warehouse with 2 dudes out in front guarding it, and they're gonna go rob this shit. And so that's next week. This has been the Good Lord Bird review.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's such a good show. If it's
fun as fuck, dude.
If you just like to listen to us like recap it and like talk about it, that's cool. But I do encourage you to go watch it because it's a good show.
Look, I barely like TV and I'm loving this shit. You know what I mean? Like when I watch television, I want either like something stupid or something funny or just like and this is very stimulating mentally. It's funny enough that it gets me through, but it's like hitting all the right chords, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a really cool show.
We're gonna take a quick break so I can top off my beverage. Andrew, you might want to grab one yourself, and then we'll get back.
A cooler.
Oh, wow! Holy shit! Whoa! So we'll be right back, and we'll get to the second half of the podcast, full of all the indistinct conversational nonsense that you've come to love, and we'll also update you on some social shit that's going on in the world. Anyway, I'll be right back. Welcome back to the podcast. So we've done our show recap, and now it's time to get into the into the weeds, basically, because I've got just a couple notes, and then after that, I think we can just fucking riff. Right up top.
I was gonna ask, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on, man?
Oh, yes, I had a real intense detox, probably more intense than I should have.
Now, you keep saying that, but what does that mean? Were you doing, like, just eating lemons all day or some of that weird shit?
There's, like, these, it's like, I guess the best way to explain it is like water pills, but they also have like vitamins in them that like help like clean you out and that. And I was like, drinking this tea, and I made way too much of it, and so I drank all of it way too quickly.
I've done things like that before.
And like, I didn't eat before I did it, so like, and so like.
I did that with psilocybin tea one time. That was a very intense experience. And we drank a full mug of tea like they were shots, and like chunks and everything.
That's
and
bad.
It was like the trip came on hard and it came on strong, dude. It was really bad. So it's like, and I know people say detox. What they mean is like intentional diarrhea. So I can only imagine what you've been going through.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was supposed to be that, like just shitting and sweating everything out of my system. And like, it ain't pretty, but that's life, dude. I gotta maintain this beautiful figure.
Well, I achieved that just by drinking lots of black coffee and taking those walks every day, but yeah, I get where you're at, dude. I get it.
So like, it kicked in so quickly that like I just got exhausted, and like that's where my sleep schedule started getting fucked up.
Yeah, you're like literally draining your system, man.
Yeah,
like, that's
like I was gonna come to your place, and like my car battery died, and I'm like at home like waiting for like my mom and brother to get home to like give me a jump.
Yeah, you need another car to do that.
And like fucking go shit my goddamn brains out. And, like nobody's home, so I'm just like in pain, just shitting my fucking brains out.
Oh, dude, like, I love that, dude. You crank up some music, you open all the doors and windows, and you just shit as hard as you can.
Like, I went back and forth to the toilet like 3 different times, and then just like crawled into my room.
You just scream along to Def Leppard as you just blow out your toilet.
The third time, I think I did scream a little bit. Like, I'd like to think it was a scream, but it was probably more of just like, Yeah, it's probably more of like a whimper than a scream.
I've been there, dude. Trust me, I've been there.
So like I crawl back to my room and like yank my blanket off my bed, and I was just like laying like butt ass naked on my floor, just fucking,
buddy,
just like sweat, like dude,
on the floor,
I'm
like,
just like
oh
sweating
man,
my ass off, like my stomach feels fucking hollow, and I'm just like fuck all of this, dude, like.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that shit, dude.
And so I wake up, like I think was that like Wednesday or Thursday?
I don't remember.
I think it was a Thursday, and so that was Thursday, and I woke up fucking Friday, at like 10 o'clock at night.
You sleep for like 20 hours.
Like I counted. I think I slept for like 15 hours or some shit. It was crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
And like I wake up and like it feels like I came out of a coma. Like my body's all like shaky and like can't really stand up. And I'm just like, oh fuck, and like I'm still sweating. And like my mom like looks at me and she's like, you look terrible, and like she checks.
Yeah, you like hurt yourself with this detox shit, dude.
And, like,
that's.
She looks like I have a fever, and so I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. That's it. You know, fucking.
Oh man.
Plant a red fern for old Nelson, because I'm not kicking out at 2 on this one. I'm done.
Dude.
And so I go get a COVID test, and like I get the results back, and they're like, no, we don't have COVID, but like your body is real stressed out. I'm just like, I wonder why. That's crazy. And they're like, yeah, just stay in bed for a few days, rest it out, sweat it out. And I didn't want to do that. And so Saturday, I tried to get up and get on Discord and watch this UFC card that I wanted to see. And I could not do it.
You couldn't even just sit and watch a show.
I watched like 2 or 3 fights, and then like started getting achy. So like I laid down and like tried to keep watching it, and I just got so tired. Yeah. And it was like no, fuck it, and like I got up and like sat back down.
You gotta let yourself take breaks when you need them, dude. Like
I took a sip of beer, and it felt like my body shut down, dude.
Yeah.
Like it was like.
Yeah, dude, you got to be real careful about that. All those detox things that I've ever tried have all just seemed like they're hurting me, dude. It's like I kind of it's shit that usually makes sense. It's like, well, if you drink nothing but lemon juice and chili pepper for 3 days, then you're gonna blow your colon out. And it's like,
but that's the thing. It's
why don't I just put lemon in my water or drink a lot of water and then put a lot of chili on what I was gonna eat anyway? You know what I mean?
I fucked up was I didn't do the recommended amount.
You overdid it, right? Yeah.
I took the law into my own hands and was like, fuck you, I'll do what I want.
Respect dose sizes, bro. That's you OD'd on detox. That's pretty fucking funny.
So let that be a lesson to anybody.
You took a toxic dose of detox.
Yeah, don't make your detox tea the night before when you're drunk, because you're gonna make too much. And you're going to wake up like thinking, oh shit, I have to drink all of this. So yeah, don't prepare your detox while you're drunk or you'll fuck it up. But that's the thing. It's like fucking like Sunday, dude, I woke up feeling so fucking good.
That's nice.
Like I woke up like ready to like front flip out of bed, dude.
Yeah, a few days of sleep will do that to you.
Yeah, and like I just like immediately like got back to my desk and started working, but all that I'm all good now. The next detox is I'm probably ways away from it, because the only reason I did this one was because I hadn't detoxed in like months, and so I was just like,
well, my whole thing is to try to balance the tox with the detox. You know what I mean? You gotta just drink a ton of water, put some fruit in there.
Yeah, October's been a pretty busy month for us, so I haven't had, all that time, so I was like, if I'm gonna be at my desk, I might as well, get off this desk weight, but, that's all good. It's all taken care of.
Good,
We're
man.
gravy.
I'm glad you're okay. I kind of took the opportunity to sleep a lot, too, so it's good.
Yeah, one of my friends had a heart attack on Saturday, which
Jesus.
was crazy. Yeah.
How old is this guy?
I don't know. I think he might be in his 30s.
No, shut up. Fuck.
No, he's a really big guy. He's a really big guy.
Dude, I'm gonna die. Like,
I'm sure he's gonna push through it. You know, I talked to his girlfriend on Sunday, and you know, he's doing all right. But like,
fucking bless him, dude. I hope he's good, dude.
I'm not gonna say his name because he likes his privacy, but
yeah, heart problems are a serious issue in this country because
I hope he pulls through because
it's easy and delicious to eat cheap crap food that kills you, man. It's it sucks so bad.
I heard from him on Friday, and then like I texted him on Saturday and got a text back. I had a heart attack, and it was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I worry about that shit all the time, dude. That's like I think that's just something that happens more and more as you get older. But it's like my dad travels for work, you know, and he's getting older, and it's like I don't call him every day or anything like that, but when he's on a long trip, I seriously worry, dude. Like, what if he just kicks the bucket in his car driving from one town to the next? You know, I'm not gonna know for days. You know what I mean? Like, that shit sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why, you know, you've heard me talk to my dad. I'm just like, you're the best.
Don't
go anywhere.
Oh
ever,
yeah. You gotta not only
I will die.
you gotta cherish your friends, but also you owe it to the people you love to take care of yourself. It's kind of my point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
and,
I would love to still be eating, you know, triple cheeseburgers with extra bacon every fucking day, but I can't die. I don't want to die.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had that shit happen.
I got shit to do, man.
I had that shit happen like a month and a half ago, where I still can't eat as much red meat as I'd like to.
That sucked, dude.
I still have to limit that shit because fucking
just in general.
Me and Sydney we had like a steak night, and then like the next day I had a burger, and like, oh my god, like my stomach.
You gotta mix it up.
It felt like there were like bricks in me, dude. Like it was fucking miserable.
That's there's still like the tiniest little bit of that fucking chili in my fridge, and it's going down the garbage disposal, dude. You know what I mean? It's like you
gotta get rid of it, dude.
No, I haven't had it in like a week because it's like I did that. It was like after you eat the same thing for that long, it's just like your stomach gets fucking weird. You can't do that.
It's been like 3 weeks, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm not touching it again. But it's like you have to mix it up. Is my point. It's like if you're having steak one night, you should definitely have salad the next night. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like
that's the thing. It's like as an adult, I'm glad I've found ways to cook vegetables because it's like I think the reason I didn't like vegetables when I was a kid is that nobody ever cooked them in a way that I would want to eat them.
Did you see
besides like potatoes, because it's hard to fuck that up.
But that's more like a starch, you know what I mean? It's like you eat potatoes, you might as well eat.
The same thing. He was like, "Nelson, what's your favorite vegetable?" I was like, "A potato." He was like, "That's a carb."
Yeah, it is a carb.
A vegetable.
No, it's technically a vegetable, but it doesn't have the same nutrients as a vegetable.
I don't even care.
Yeah. Did you see the new Matty Matheson?
God damn it.
The Matty Matheson?
No, I haven't seen his latest homestyle cookery.
Dude, roasted veggies, pan pork chops. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Did you see that Just a Dash is back?
Yeah, good shit. Good shit.
Oh, man.
It's funnier than ever.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
that season 2 trailer.
Love my man, Matty.
The season 2 trailer they had was bananas, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because I watched it like Wednesday morning, and I was like, wait, that's today. The episodes are coming out today. I was like,
yeah. I'm real happy about that shit. It's funny. I went to go buy his cookbook. It's sold out. You can't get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What
it's
a badass.
Funny. Fucking Sydney's ex-roommate, one of my old friends, her boyfriend got her that cookbook, and like, since Sydney was pissed about like having to move out, she was like thinking of petty shit to do and almost stole her cookbook.
Oh my god.
I was like Sydney,
of all the cookbooks to steal, that's the one.
It's like I've been wronged and I've done some things to people who have wronged me, and I've had to live with that forever. And if that's something you're ready to live with, then do it. But Matty Matheson, he creates wholesome works. And if you want to you've been wronged, and I agree with you completely, but every time you look at Matty Matheson's cheerful face, you're going to remember that you stole it.
You're going to feel that guilt.
Of course.
Frankly, you can get those recipes from the show, so just watch it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Homestyle cookery.
lovely guy.
Oh man! Speaking of health, or their lack of,
What you got?
the man himself, the big talker for all those people who complain to their smartphones and their fucking trucks on their lunch break. Rush Limbaugh has terminal lung cancer, folks. And
Yeah.
boy, I think they're finally gonna take one of the bad ones for once.
I'm skeptical.
Oh yeah? Why?
Well, they've been talking about how soon this man is going to die since I was in high school. So
I know, but like it's terminal now.
I'm pretty afraid that he's going to just be Sheldon Adelson and just get every disease and just live forever. You know, you remember that Simpsons joke where Mr. Burns has every disease and they're in perfect balance so he can't get sick?
That's hilarious. That's actually really funny.
It's like the doctor's like, you've actually
God.
tested positive for every virus known to man.
They're just all in harmony, so he
And they've
can't
just
die.
achieved equilibrium and just live inside
Oh
him.
my God.
I forget exactly. Sheldon Adelson, he's another just rich, evil person.
That's hilarious. Holy shit. Oh my God. Yeah, that's like.
Yeah,
You're-
he's worth $33 billion. He invests in, he's with Forbes. He contributes to the Republican Party. He's just one of those old evil dinosaurs who just won't die. He's had like 5 heart replacement surgeries.
Oh,
He's already
God.
he's so rich and old that every time his heart fails, he just buys a new heart.
Yeah.
Like
That's what Cheney did.
yeah, so these people just do that. Rush Limbaugh's lungs are gonna get cancer and he's gonna die, and then he's gonna get new lungs and a cyborg body and be more dangerous than ever. He's been deaf for like 30 years. He still has a radio show. God damn it, dude. You want to tell me this is the freest country where there's the most equality, like, and then Rush Limbaugh's on the radio for 4 hours a day saying that hateful shit? God damn it, dude. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
I have a personal vendetta with Rush because of my mom. We've talked about this before.
yeah, we have.
Yeah, dude. She loved Howard Stern when I was a kid in Orlando. Then she couldn't get Howard Stern in Salt Lake City, so she switched to Rush Limbaugh. It's funny because he's so shocking, and then she just started believing every word he said.
God.
It's like, God,
Okay.
Mom, I wish you would just listen to Howard Stern and been a slut, you fucking piece of shit.
Oh boy, that's a hell of a statement.
Why couldn't my mom just be giving blowjobs to midgets in a radio studio right now, man? God, it'd be so much cooler than being a fucking Nazi.
Speaking
Anyway.
of people who run their mouth way too much, having bad things happen to them, Rudy Giuliani got caught in Borat being a sex pest. And that,
How did I not think to write that
so
one down,
fucking
dude?
funny.
Holy shit.
oh my God.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is Borat jumps in and says, "Wait, she's only 15. She's too old for you.
Yeah, that's...
Too old for you." At
And,
15,
like,
Rudy.
I'm sure people are gonna be like, it's a movie, so it's fake, and it's like, no, it was a hidden camera thing. Like, he's...
Rudy's already coming out like, I was just tucking my shirt back in.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
like,
not what it looked like in the
yeah, it's
footage
like
I
if you've
saw.
No, if I'm gonna watch the movie tomorrow.
Dude,
I don't know if it's actually in the movie.
Can
but,
we
like,
can we do that? Where are you doing that?
I'm here in front of this right here.
Let's do that.
We'll live stream it tomorrow. It
Yes.
might get taken down for like piracy shit. But
Maybe
like,
not live stream, but definitely review. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like,
We'll do
I'm
we'll do like an IndiCon picture show type thing.
bonus or something. Like, I am so I need to
shit.
watch that. I need to watch this.
Fuck, hold on.
All right.
Where'd you go, you piece of shit?
Oh no, he lost his piece of shit. Keep your dookies in your pants all the time. Keep your dookies in your pants all the time. Keep your dookies in your pants. And just change it at the end of the day. I'm gonna rewrite this song and try harder later.
Sorry, there's a bug, and like he crawled behind my desk, so I couldn't reach him.
I think I've been having pregnant cockroaches in my basement lately. Because
That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
they're like medium sized. They're like not those tiny ones or the big ones, and they're not fast. They go really slow.
Did you finally get rid of all the flies?
The flies are gone. I haven't seen a fly in days and days.
Oh, hell
yeah.
It's funny because I've been going through and like editing like the stuff from the streams, and like it's like the most like, you know how like, do you watch American Dad?
Yeah.
Like, you know how they like every now and again they'll like touch on that like golden turd thing.
Yeah.
That's how it is with the flies. Like every now and again, there's something that I can't like cut away from that like mentions the flies. It's just like, well, that's the reality right now.
It's fine. It's fine. It's funny. I think it's good.
Like
I think
there's
it's good.
one part, like there's one where like you're kicking my ass in Mortal Kombat, and like I like get close to winning, and then you make a comeback, and like right before you make a comeback, I stop paying attention and like fucking clap a fly, and I get him. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, oh, I lost that round.
Because we killed the fly.
Yeah,
It was worth it. Well, I think that was really good shit, dude.
Yeah, we for people who don't know, who weren't watching our Twitch streams, we had a fly problem at Xander's house that came out of fucking nowhere, dude. Like, just one. Yeah, it's like one day it was fine, and then the next week.
They had them upstairs too. I didn't know that.
Did they? Okay, well then,
yes.
Yeah, it must have just been like a whole thing. Like
somehow this house got flies. It's I've never seen this.
Like, yeah, I came by the week to do We Fit, and I was like, what the fuck? And you're like, yeah, they're flies. I don't know what happened.
It's like just one of these bizarre 2020 plague things. California's on fire. We got 30 hurricanes, and now there's flies. I don't fucking know,
those
dude.
For like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
like
it was fucking crazy. It was like just
the
month of flies, just the fly month.
It was so, dude.
Yeah. So
yeah, we finally said fuck it and got fly paper and like.
Well, dude, only one fly stuck to any of those pieces of paper.
Are you serious? I think they got the message, like, oh fuck, they got Joey, let's go, let's get out of here.
I guess so, man. Because I mean, it got to the point I was just staying up to hunt them for like days in a row.
Because they were like, these flies were egregious, dude. They'd get like right on like the camera, like right on the screen while we'd be streaming.
They'd get in my face while I'm just trying to chill and smoke weed. It's like, this is a big basement I've got. Like, you could go anywhere else.
On my head, and you were like, dude, I almost went full Three Stooges because it's like
So yeah, fuck flies. I'm glad I don't have them anymore. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that, but
yeah. I meant to open the show with this, but I'll just throw to it now since we've got time.
Let's go.
I feel bad because if I would have opened the show with this, I could have just let it be dead and gone. But now I have to bring attention to it and do it.
Sure.
You want to hear a joke?
Yeah, tell me. Hit me.
What did the sailor say on his birthday? I'm 80.
What?
I'm 80. Like, I'm 80. Sorry, that's a really bad
joke.
I thought it was really funny at the time. When I heard it, I was pissing myself laughing.
That's pretty funny.
Telling it to somebody else. I feel like a child that just walked into like a group of his dad's friends. It's like, I tell you a joke, and you tell it, and they're all just like,
I've been playing too much Animal Crossing, and there's a character who is a ship captain, and he will randomly appear on your island as either a modern captain or a pirate. And either way, he has boat-related jokes that are just, like, terrible. He'll say things like, I'm gonna swash their buckles.
Jesus.
You know?
Oh,
so,
man.
yeah, I've heard so many nautical puns since I got that game that it's like, I think I'm immune to them now. But it's a funny joke.
That was the last thing on my notes. That's why I had to, like, put it out.
I've got a few, though. Well, I mean... What were we talking? We were talking about Rudy Giuliani before. I don't think you got the whole takeout before you got distracted.
Yeah, no, basically, he's in a room with like a young girl, and he sits on this bed and starts like undoing his shit, and then Borat walks in and is like, she's 15, and he's like, that's like, yeah, they're gonna say like, oh, you know, it's a movie and movies are fake, and it's like, no, this is a hidden camera thing, and he got caught being a fucking creep, and it's great that that's just immortalized on video now.
Have you seen any of the interviews since then where they're like breaking it down and talking about it? I watched one earlier today. It was Borat and that young actress whose name escapes me at the moment. She's fucking adorable, by the way. She has like no media training. She has no idea how to act during an interview, which is really funny considering what a great actress she is. But they're literally just like, you know, Sacha Baron Cohen. I keep calling him Borat, but he's like, yeah, well, it's my responsibility to protect people, so it's like I knew I had to come in at that moment because who knows what could have come up next. And it's like they're doubling down. Rudy is completely denying it and like saying there's going to be lawsuits over it, and it's like,
good.
Bring it to court. Bring it to court, Rudy. I would love to see that.
That'll be fun. That'll be really fun.
That's
and
take
this to court. I'd love to see that. Find a lawyer to represent your old crazy fucking chatterbox ass.
This is, and you know, Rudy's a good pivot into the whole Hunter Biden thing, the laptop thing. Have you followed any of that bullshit?
You mean Negan?
Yeah,
Biden?
Negan, our boy Negan Biden. Yeah. Did we talk about this already? Where the laptop that showed up in Delaware, even though Hunter lives in California, and
I'm sorry. No, we did not talk about this.
Dude, this is a fucking crazy thing. So the long story short, I'm going to give you the most abridged thing possible. The story is there's a guy who runs a laptop computer repair store in Delaware who is legally blind and very old. He's like 70-something years old and voted for Trump last year. And he said somebody came in who he couldn't quite see because he's legally blind and dropped off a laptop and signed the name Hunter Biden as the owner of it and then just left it there. This guy goes through the files, makes copies of everything in it, sends a copy to the FBI and a copy to Rudy Giuliani. And it's got pictures of It's got screenshots of texts between Hunter Biden and his family members. It's got some like kind of risque pictures of Hunter like without a shirt, smoking a cigarette, all that shit. You know what I mean? That's like where all those Neagle comparisons came from, were his like intimate pictures where he's like looking sexy as fuck. And yeah, they're trying to say that this is all proof of the big conspiracy that he did some shady shit in the Ukraine and that it's Joe Biden's fault for some reason.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Gosh, I hope he's all right. He's had to take a few emergency breaks. Don't puke, Nelson. Yeah, yeah. I hope Nelson doesn't puke. Yeah, yeah. Doody, 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 doody. I kind of want some chow mein.
I don't think my sister understands how podcast works, but alright.
Did you get your rangoon?
Oh yeah, I got those. I'm gonna fucking dig into those after this.
But, so yeah.
Oh yeah, well, if you guys, that didn't happen on the podcast. It happened when we were watching.
That's fine. That's between us. They don't need to know about the rangoon. But anyway,
didn't know how to pronounce rangoon. She kept saying ragu, and I was like, rangoon. It's really stupid. But, had to be there.
Yeah. So Trump and company and Giuliani are going really hard on this whole Hunter Biden's secret laptop in Delaware thing, and it's just really, it's all nonsense and like been shot down already.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like it's like US. It seems like it's on like a Pizzagate level of like stupidity, you know? Like,
well, U.S. intelligence officials told Trump like earlier this month that Rudy Giuliani is probably involved in a Russian disinformation scheme, and they just ignored it. And Rudy's daughter has been posting on Twitter, like, don't listen to my dad. He's crazy. Like, we need to vote Trump out and get rid of this. Like, this is not okay.
I'm glad these right-wing people's families are just like, nah, dude.
Kellyanne Conway's daughter is doing the same thing. She's like, my mom sucks. I'm going for emancipation as soon as I can.
I mean, same thing with what's his face? Fucking turning the frogs gay. Alex Jones. He legally can't see his kids.
Yeah.
He can't be around his
because he was
kids.
fucking psycho about them, dude.
Exactly. It's like, no, my dad's a fucking crazy person, and if you believe the stuff that he says, you're a crazy person too. So
yeah, dude,
don't do that.
Let's
all these
and so since we're talking
white I was gonna say white wing, right wing, red leather, yellow leather. I've had a few vodka sodas. Don't judge me.
It's all the same.
Man.
So my favorite Trump stories from the last couple of weeks was there was the one where he was having a secret security meeting at a hotel in New Jersey, which is already really funny. But then he insisted that one of his waiters come in and take an order of milkshakes for everybody there. All this.
What?
Trump got bored during a meeting with a bunch of CIA spies and covert operatives.
Milkshakes?
Yeah. He calls them malts, though. We have the best malts. Everybody, do you want a malt? Who's getting a malt?
Oh, what is happening?
So this waiter who sells milkshakes probably saw some top secret shit in there that maybe he didn't understand it, but it's like,
You might have ruined that guy's life by making him take a milkshake. They might have like straight up like Men in Black neuralized that guy after that, dude.
But but it could also be like in the most ridiculous spy novel you've ever read in your life. Where we heard that the president loves fast food, so I got a job as a part-time waiter at his fucking restaurant, and then he ordered milkshakes, and I got all the secrets that way.
I know the president likes old school food, so I got a job at a Freddy's.
He likes 1950s style diner food, so I put on Google Glass and worked as a fucking waiter at his place and took pictures with my glasses. So yeah, so he did that like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Imagine
and then like
Donald Trump having an intel meeting at a Steak and Shake.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on here. It's like, wouldn't this be better? Can we talk about killing civilians overseas with like some poodle skirts, and some French fries?
See, the thing
is, come on, dude.
It's like, as a comic book guy, like if Tony Stark would have done something like that, it's fine because it's like charming, and you know he's already got a plan and he doesn't give a fuck about this intel. But when Donald Trump does it, he's such a fat, gross, stupid piece of shit that it's just like, no, he didn't do this to be like snide or it was just
impulsive. He was getting bored. He didn't care what they were talking about, and he wanted a shake.
He wants a milkshake. He's
such like a giant baby of a man.
It's like, obviously his mom never pinched him and told him, if you're good, we'll get McDonald's after this.
Yeah, he just always got the milkshake no matter what.
I'm sure he's the kind of guy. Donald Trump seems like the guy. He seems like the kind of guy who's never sat through like a Sunday church service. Or
only for PR. Only to do a photo op for his campaign. That's the only time he ever did anything.
He also seems like the kind of guy who doesn't eat the crust on his pizza.
Oh, fuck those people.
Dude, I bought my nephew's pizza today, and one of them doesn't eat the crust, and like...
Eat your crust, kids.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck?
Like, his mom came home, and I was like, your kid doesn't eat the crust. She was like, I don't know whose kid that is. I don't know where he got that.
There's a Simpsons episode where like Marge, I think it's the one where Marge takes up bowling or gets a part-time job or something like that. Yeah. And so Homer's in charge of dinner for the first night ever and gets pizza. And like the scene starts with the empty pizza box and them throwing crusts onto it.
Oh.
And I remember being like 5 years old and being like outraged. Like, why wouldn't you eat it? It's like a breadstick. It's got sauce on it already.
See,
like,
I got pissed because I'm sitting at my desk, like, you know, watching some shit, eating some pizza because I got pizza myself. And he comes in and he's like, "Hey, can I have more pizza?" And I was like, "I just gave you two tiny children, because both of these kids can't be more than like 60 pounds. Like these are small kids. Like they're like 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And they just had like a medium pizza to themselves. That's like 4 slices each.
Pizza,
you know?
dude, to this day, even with like my mental problems where I make myself eat less than I want, I can eat unlimited slices of pizza. As a child, I could do that too.
If you're a tiny little thing and you eat 4 slices of some thick Domino's pizza, that's
yeah,
it.
you should be good.
And so I'm like, what do you mean? And I go and see this fucking war crime of just fucking pizza bitten down.
That's so much dough.
Just right before the crust, and it just leaves them on there,
It's
and
like,
grabs another one. And his brother's sitting next to him, like, yeah, I don't know why he doesn't eat the crust. I told him to eat the crust if he's still hungry, because...
And that's, don't they get you the little, like, cup of sauce or whatever to dip the, that's the whole...
I tried to get him with the sauce, and he's like, "Ew, I don't like that." And I'm like, "Kid,
you just ate a ton of it. It was on the pizza, fucking psychopath."
This is
why I can't have children. This is why I can't do it.
I was talking to my brother Matt.
I will never. This is why I have to be an uncle.
Yeah,
it's
I was like, Matt, I'm never gonna have kids.
Yeah, my parenting style is a very once in a month parenting style, where it's like,
because kids. Like, I don't know how they do it, but they find a way to push you to a limit of like indescribable rage without and they do it without a blink of an eye. Like little fucking psychopaths.
I don't know if it's always intentional. I don't think it's always intentional.
I'm sure it's not, which is what makes me more angry, because it's like, I can't get mad because you don't know how much of a dick you're being right now.
Well, I always just like try to think back to like what it was like as a kid when kids were that fucking crazy all the time. Like elementary school was like hell, and middle school it got even worse. They're so brutal and just fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I was like. Yeah. There was like just 2 ends. Like I was either really stressed or I was fucking out of control. Like fucking bouncing off the walls. Like I remember my mom told me a story where she told me and my brother Matt to split a bag of cotton candy. And I wouldn't give him any, and so he took it out of my hand. And so
it's like throwing a fucking steak into a tank of piranhas, dude.
So I'm holding the bag, and I'm not giving him any, and so he takes the bag from me. And so I unbuckle and just hit him in the chest with my seatbelt. It's like the first time I heard that, I was like, Jesus. Like, me?
Fucking maniacs, dude. They have, kids just have no respect for the rules, man. It's fucking awesome. And that's, it's funny that a conversation about Donald Trump transitions so easily into a conversation about impetulant children. Because the other thing I wanted to bring up was his 60 Minutes interview. Did you see any of that shit?
Oh, God, no. I haven't seen that. I've been planning to watch it because I heard it's good.
Oh, my God. Just watch the highlights, but it's like fucking...
no, I'm not going to watch the whole fucking thing. Are you crazy?
watch like David Packerman's video on it or something like that. But it's like fucking... He gets offended because she starts the interview by being like, "So I'm gonna probably ask you some tough questions," like just trying to joke with him a little bit.
Oh, I don't.
And he's like already butthurt by it. And then like later on, he's just like, "You would never ask Joe Biden these types of questions," and he just like throws a fit and like walks off. What? And it's like, it's so fucking funny. It's like, dude, Joe Biden is not the president right now.
Exactly.
Joe Biden has had no he's been chilling at his house for the last 4 fucking years. He's cool. Like, you're running the country and you're fucking it up, man. And he has nothing to say about that.
Yeah.
So he throws a tantrum and walks off set. And then Kelly McEnany, the little skinny blonde they've got to be the press secretary or whatever now, walks out with this huge book. It's literally like this big. It's like it's this big, and she hands it.
I have to see that because that sounds like a comically large book.
It looks like a cartoon, and she hands it. She hands it to the interviewer, who is like a frail, like 55-year-old woman who like it can barely lift it, and Kelly's like, that's his healthcare plan, okay? That's his healthcare plan. What? And she flips through it, and it's literally mostly blank pages with a few executive orders.
Oh my god.
They just brought out this cartoon-sized book to like try to knock this woman over. And there's like there's no plan. There's like executive orders that won't really do anything.
The fucking blank pages, dude.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. And Trump is like just refuses to keep talking. They send out Mike Pence for the rest of the interview.
There's a
but
few
then they say that Mike
and
Pence is going to come out, but I don't think he ever does. I think they just storm out.
Dude, the fact
so it's
that
like
there's probably a lot of blank pages in this giant book.
Oh my
funny.
my guy can barely talk to a fucking CNN or an NBC.
God,
or I think
that's
she was,
good.
can't talk to the news reporters who were trying to suck his dick if they would just let him.
Holy shit.
And then he goes, we're supposed to fucking trust him to run the goddamn country. It's just incredible, dude. And
let me cry a little bit on that one. That was fucking hilarious, dude.
Oh my god, dude! And when you bring it up with the people who support him, they're just like, "That's fake news. There's no way that's true."
Saw it. It's like
it just happened.
He was right
Watch
there.
the video.
He was right there doing it. You watched him. What do you mean it's fake? You saw him do it.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
Oh my goodness.
And so. God damn it. I don't like Joe Biden. I have a lot of bad things to say about Joe Biden, but we need to vote for him to get Donald Trump out.
So are we closing out the show telling people that they really need to go fucking vote?
No, I was just saying that because I have other things to talk about.
Oh, we've got more stuff. Well, okay, well, that's how I want to close out the show.
Yeah, we're going to do at least another 10 minutes because we have to talk about this guy. What was his... Hold up.
Oh, my God.
I didn't make sure
Yeah, make it a fast 10 minutes because I have to piss.
Let's do another quick break and piss and do this.
Let's just do it. Let's go.
Cool. No, I need to piss too.
Come on, that'll drive you. That'll make you run it.
I spelled his name wrong. Jeffrey Toobin, that's his name.
Fine,
so,
hurry up. You've got my timing.
All right.
Jesus.
Wait, you have... Yeah. Piss break. It was such a good piss.
Dude, white women
be tripping, yo.
They're a gift and a curse.
Trust me.
Sydney sent me a video. I watched it while I was in the pisser, and there was a raccoon at her cat door, but it couldn't get in because it didn't have like the collar to get in, and she's like trying to like get it to come inside, and I'm like, stop it, and she's like, it's my outdoor cat, and I was like, Sydney, no, it's a fucking raccoon. Like,
well, so, and this is gonna make me sound like a pretty basic white bitch, but
no,
I'm on her side.
Ew. Gross.
Yeah, I want a raccoon. Ever since I saw that picture of the raccoon drinking a beer from a tall boy that's like almost as big as he is, I'm like, yeah, I want a raccoon. That's my kind of cat right there.
There's a picture like that of me as a baby, but it's a Sprite can.
There's a picture of that like me as a baby, but it's a fucking Bud Light can.
All right, let's get to this.
My dad raised me right.
Let's get to this last segment.
We gotta talk about Jeffrey Toobin because it's really fucking funny.
Jeffrey Toobin.
He writes for the... Yeah, Toobin. He writes for The New Yorker. He's a lawyer. He's on CNN sometime. Worked for the Department of Justice during the fucking Iran-Contra thing.
Oh, well, that's... he's dirty, dude.
He's one of those guys, and he just got fired from his job at The New Yorker because he was on a Zoom conference call with his coworkers, he hit the mute button on his webcam, and then he stood up and showed everybody his dick.
Oh, dude. Yo. What?
So there hasn't been a lot of information out on this yet, but
so he just like
he
no, I just pulled this up and like, yo, dude. That's what, like, yeah, that's what I was like looking at my phone for, because I was just like, wait, like, dude, that's so.
I don't know if he was jacking it or if he's just one of those old guys who hates wearing pants, and just he was wearing a shirt for the meeting and walking around naked from the waist down.
He was Zoom dressed, dude, where it's like, if under this you just see that my like suspenders are connected to my fucking underwear or something.
Right. So, yeah, he didn't know that he didn't turn his camera off. He turned the volume off and then flashed everybody he works with.
God, that's so terrible. Oh.
It's like that's just something that is amazing, and it happened, and it's beautiful. And God, besides that, all I really had was what's going on in Bolivia right now, which is just a cool thing. So. This is a little abstract, something that a lot of people in the States don't pay attention to, but Bolivia was a socialist country for a long time. They had an indigenous president, Evo Morales, who brought a lot of people out of poverty and didn't really engage in the neoliberal globalist. I said globalist like a right winger, but the empiricism of the American economy, basically, and made the country better for his own people. And there was a controversy because he was trying to amend the Constitution so he could run for another term. And a far-right Christian extremist group did a coup and kicked him out of office. This was about a year or two ago. So, yeah, they tried to arrest him. He fled the country. This woman who was not voted for or anything, she was just appointed by this military group, marched into their equivalent of the White House with a Bible and said, "We're taking control of this country and I'm the president now." And then they had an election a year later.
The coup. So they walk in. So they take over. They walk in. Hey, no, I'm the guy.
I'm her now.
Yeah.
I'm president now. And here with my Bible and my cross, I will lead Bolivia into the future.
Hello, I am the captain. You can see by my Bible. I am very serious, and they have guns. This is a coup, folks.
Basically, the entire country has been on strike ever since that happened. And they overwhelmingly voted to support not Evo Morales, but his successor in the same party. And they're just flipping it all back over, and they're going back to the way it used to be. And if anything, that just gives me hope for what protest and actual awareness of the issues can do for people.
You think something like that might actually happen?
What I think is that we should all vote for the lesser evil. I'm not pro-Biden, I'm anti-Trump. You know what I'm saying? And I think if Trump tries to do some crazy shit like we're gonna stay here because we have the guns or something like that,
yeah,
we should be ready to go out there and fucking march, man. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just wanted to shout out Bolivia and just, the United States has done so much harm to South America, and, a lot of problems in the States that people complain about is because of what we've done to South America. You know what I mean? All these immigrants, all these people are coming here, and it's it's because we destroyed their countries. We didn't just let them live.
We literally destabilized their economy.
Yeah, so it's like,
man.
we just need to speak that into the world is kind of where I'm at. It's like, just like, you need to know the cause and effect of what's actually going on, and it's a lot of our fault. And shout out to Bolivia for making it right. Chile's doing some cool shit now, but I didn't research much about that either. There's a lot of things changing right now, and the fascists got a little uppity in like 2016, 2018, and I think we're going to shut down these fascists, these goddamn white supremacists who think they can talk shit and get away with it. You know what I mean? I think they've been fucking around, and I think they might find out, man. I don't know if I'm just amped up from watching Good Lord Bird and like hearing that news and everything else, you know?
Yeah. Well,
I'm definitely not the guy who can be John Brown too. I can't do that. I'm not strong enough. I'll have to really fucking snap before I start killing people over it. But I might take a few rubber bullets and breathe some tear gas for it. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, hey, if you feel like we feel and you want to make some sort of change, there's a real easy way to do it. That is going to fucking vote. Okay?
Doesn't take long.
Like, there is so much shit that can change. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. In some places it might take longer than others.
There have been some weird stories, especially here in Georgia.
It's worth it. You need to go out and fucking vote, okay?
Yeah.
And I've already voted. I'm gonna take Xander to vote because I'm gonna make sure he votes early so he doesn't have to deal with that Super Tuesday stupid shit.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm trying to get some weed gummies so I can stand in a line for 2 hours if I need to.
yeah, like you gotta get out there. You gotta vote. And, you know,
it's easier to fight a weak liberal than a fucking scary Christo-fascist motherfucker.
Like, I'd rather be fighting with Joe Biden against things that we're both agreeing on than, you know, have 4 more years of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, take it from me and my unnecessarily hipster mustache that I've been trying to make look less handlebar-y this entire show.
Embrace it,
yeah.
dude.
I trimmed up my beard mustache, and this is what I get.
Yo, since we've been watching Good Lord Bird, I've been getting Facebook ads for top hats. I'm not even fucking kidding, dude. I think I might order us a set, dude.
I'm
like,
out here dressing all old timey with the fucking suspenders and whatnot. It's just
bro,
like
it's the 20s, you know.
Yeah. Shit,
Get with the times. It's the 20s. Roaring 20s.
I'm more of a 60s guy. You know, wasn't that good either, but you know, the fashion was better.
Amps were cool.
This has been the Indistinct Conversation podcast. My name's Nelson Crawford. I've been joined by Xander Cook, and man, thank you for listening. If you've listened to this show, thank you. And, you know, if you like what we do and you want to support the channel, then, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, follow us on Patreon because we're doing a bonus episode every month. We've got a gaming channel where we post highlights from our Twitch stream that you should definitely watch. The gaming channel is IndiCon Games, and our Twitch stream is twitch.tv/IndiCon Gaming. So go check that out if you want to support the show. You know, I'm trying to get, you know, some more Nothing But Nelson, you know, commentary videos out in the meantime while we do this podcast. But I've also got another podcast that I host, the Punk Black Podcast. So, you know,
Nelson works so fucking hard, dude. I have a lot of ideas and I don't put them into practice. Nelson has ideas that he gets to fucking work on. So support his cause and by way of doing that, a little bit of what I'm doing.
Because if I don't do these things, then I won't sleep. So I have to do these
fucking
things
awesome.
so I can go to bed at night.
IndiCon, Punk Black, we're here for you.
Yeah. So yeah, go check all of that out. Leave a comment, you know, wherever you can, most likely on the YouTube video if you're watching this on YouTube, of things that you'd want us to watch and recap after we're done with the Good Lord Bird, or something for an IndiCon picture show, because, you know, if we can.
Oh, I've got ideas too.
Yeah.
We'll be breaking down some shit, dude. This is fun. I like doing this shit.
I remember we were talking about Animorphs at some point. I wanted to rewatch Animorphs.
Oh my
with you
god, I
for
could get into
for
some
Picture
obscure
Show.
90s kids
Yeah.
shows, dude. That'd be real fucking fun. Oh man, I've always wanted to rewatch X-Men and Batman as an adult because
man.
I loved him as a kid and I don't know what I was
Yeah.
actually watching. You know what
There's
I'm saying?
that, and I wanted to. There's another thing I wanted to watch with you. The Green Ranger arc from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I was gonna say, yeah, we could do old school Power Rangers, Samurai
like
Pizza
those,
Cats.
There's 5 episodes where Tommy nearly goddamn destroys the whole world single-handedly.
I remember being a kid and like making sure I woke up on time to watch those episodes when they were
was
new.
the most
I remember being
stressful
6 and
month of my
7 years
life.
old and talking about that shit on the fucking playground, dude. Like that's big deal to me. So
But-
I'm so here for that.
yeah, there's
but I feel like
what's up?
I feel like we have to, if we're gonna do Power Rangers, we need to make it like a regular thing because like
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm
There's
saying. We could
so
do like that.
much
We could
there,
do that
dude.
whole like arc of that whole Green Ranger arc because it's only like 5 episodes. We could probably split that into like 2 parts or something. But anyway,
I'm telling you that's not enough for me.
Oh,
but we're
okay.
closing the
Well,
show.
yeah.
But we'll talk business
we'll
later.
talk more. Anyway, yeah, we can't end the show because there's so much that we want to give to you guys, and you got to stick around because knowing me, there's really not much of a way that this stuff isn't gonna get done because I take ideas and can't help but fucking run with them.
It's happening.
So yeah, We Fit Wednesday became a thing. So we're probably gonna speak this into existence. Anyway, this has
Let's
been
go.
the Interesting Conversation podcast. I'm Nelson.
I'm Xander. Love y'all.
Wait,
Take care.
that's Xander, and this has been the Interesting Conversation podcast. You'll see us next week. And in the meantime,
Cheers,
check out
everybody.
some other episodes. Que sera, sera, carpe diem. Thanks for listening.